Alright, so here's the thing. I just got off from Nikon head office, Nikon Middle East head office, and guess what I have from them? Yeah, I have 51.2. Yes, and I'm going to review it. That's 51.2, and I'm going to share with you my experience about this lens, how good that lens is. Of course, internet is full with the review, but I'm going to review it from the way I think, which you know how I am, and I'm going to compare it this bad boy with the other 1.2. I have actually one one lens only, 1.2, which is 55 1.2 AIS. Of course, they're old lens, but of course I'm going to compare the sharpness, contrast, and everything. And I'm making this video on Z30. Yep. So that's all. The Z30 is very handy. You can make videos on the go. So I just got my hands from on this lens from Nikon Middle East, and I'm going to start making stuff, the content, the images, the bokeh shokeh from this lens for you guys. Stay tuned and keep watching. Finally, so here we are with the box which you have seen earlier in the video, and also into the images which I posted on social media. Uh, this is I got from Nikon Middle East. Thank you to them. So let's unbox it and see what's in the bag. Drum roll, please. Oh, it's just big. It's heavy. It's here it is. This is 50mm f1.2. Yep, this is brand new 50mm 1.2, and I'm going to unbox it right now in front of you and see. I have been told that this is a brand new, nobody touched it by the Nikon representative. And thank you, Nikon, again. So what do we have? The brand new pouch. I'm not going to do those stupid tests, but that's the pouch. Okay, the foam, the top cover foam. I also have this manual. All right. All right, and this is the big boy. All right, just wait. In the end is this. So that's it. So let's keep that box aside and take out the big boy. Ouch! Even the wrapper on the wrapper, even at the lens hood, has not been taken off. So this tells that this is the brand new. So let's see. It's 82mm filter thread. All right. And ouch! I'm not going to use it for a while. Let's keep it like this. So this is the fuzz all about. So this is it. 50mm. It has one control ring over here, and this is one focus, the big focus ring. It has this function button over here. I'll put the picture so you can see it more closely. Display button which going to display this, the units. I'm also going to put a small video right after this so you can see what it can do, what kind of information are going to be there. Alright, so this is about what exact kind of information you are going to see on this display panel of 50mm. That's what we are going to see. To turning on the camera, you can see right now the f-stops. So if I'm changing the f-stops, the aperture value from the front, you can see that this thing is being changed. So you press this and it shows that the aperture value is being changed. What else it can do? You can press this and you will start seeing the distance transformation. So if you are changing the focus, it's basically showing you the focus distance. So there are only two information that you are going to see on this. First, the f-stop, and the second is distance. Automatic manual button over here, and it's the Z mount. So finally I can make the 50mm f1.2, and it's big. It's big. The competitors are much more smaller in size, but I'm sure Nikon have a reason for it. The way that they designed that lens, it's considerably not much heavy, but still heavy. So this is my Z5 in my hand. So I'm having 2470 f4, but let's put on over the Z5 and see. There's going to be a big day. So here it is, the Z5 with 50mm 1.2, and I'm going to take the first shot. Alright, so bokeh, the bokelicious. Sweet. Yeah, I will put that picture for you guys, so you will see right from the camera, no editing. Man, it's sharp. It blurs everything. So if 1.2 is like this, I'm just imagining how the 58 0.95 not going to do. So now this lens is permanently glued on my Z5, I mean on the Z5 that has been given to me, and I'm going to use this thing for the next few days or a couple of weeks probably, and going to test it, all the images, going to make some videos if possible and see how it goes. So let's get back to the video. Let me show you two f1.2 lenses from Nikon. Yes, this is the new f50mm f1.2 for Nikon Z mount, and this is 55mm f1.2 AIS. Can you see the size difference between these two? Both are f1.2, 55 1.2, 50mm 1.2. The difference is enormous, like literally. And let's check the glass, the front glass. See, 51.2. This is the front opening, and this is 55 1.2. It's written over here, 55 1.2. Both are f 1.2. Why this is big? Because of the optical formula that was used to build up this lens, and obviously f 1.2. And a lot of electronics, lots of glass elements, unlike this. Good morning, and very good morning. Welcome to the show. Welcome to VUEGRAPHY, a place where we all talk about photography, technical or aesthetical, doesn't matter. Today is a special day. I got a text from one of the Nikon Middle East actually, and I was chasing them for a certain lenses to review. And yesterday I got a call and they said, can you come and pick the lens? And I was like, okay, I'll definitely come and pick the lens and I'll review. I had to be surprised. I wasn't expecting. I have been given something which I was looking forward for a long time. I'm pretty sure you have seen that lens review over the internet and lots of comparison between that lens and other brand. But my review mostly are not, I don't know how to explain this thing, but I try to feel the product rather than just compare it technically or specs wise. Let's first of all let me introduce you to the product, which the lens which I received, and here it is, the Nikon 50mm f 1.2. Yes, 50mm f 1.2. Everybody was like chasing for this lens from Nikon for a long time, for the whole what you say f mount. I found Nikon do have 50mm 1.2, 55mm 1.2, and 58mm 1.2. 58mm 1.2, actually that's a very unique lens, and it costs you around $4,000 and plus, because it's very very unique lens. Of course Nikon made 58mm f 0.95 knocked based on the Z mount, but that's another story. Well, so 50mm, this is one big lens, like literally. It's heavy because of the glass that was used, and the very first few sample shots that I took, it clearly reveals me that why this lens is physically like this. First of all, I have to remove this lens hood, which comes with this switch over here. You press the switch and then you remove it, and it's really good. This is the brand new lens. Nikon gave me a brand new lens which I opened it for the first time. Yep, it's a brand new lens. Thank you, Nikon. Truly appreciate it. So this is the lens. So physically, it's like this. I'll put the images of the buttons and layouts in the video, so you can see by now. So this is it. Oh, I have to hold it clearly. So this is a display where you can see the focal length, not the focal length, like focus, distance, and aperture, and other information. There is one control button over here which you can customize doing certain functions, and autofocus and manual focus button. So there are only three things on this lens. Now, if we compare this lens with other competitors, 50mm 1.2 lenses, of course, this lens is big. Why it's big? Because Nikon did not compromise on the optical quality or the way it renders. Okay, here's the thing. I'm not going to, I don't know how to say this thing, but I'm not going to justify the size of this lens, but I'm going to tell you one thing. And it's a universal truth. You can go and verify, and you can apply this thing to any brand. Okay, what I'm going to say you next. Lens design is a compromise thing. You cannot have everything, designing a lens and expect that it's going to be compact. There is no chance. There is no chance. There is lots of things when you design a lens you have to consider. Of course, sharpness is the first thing. Contrast, saturation, acutance, the bokeh, the way it renders, the fringing that you have to, wait. So, like sharpness, contrast, saturation, bokeh, acutance, color fringing, and the fall off. The fall off is really important. So don't consider fall off with the bokeh. Bokeh is happening at the back. Fall off is happening from the focus all the way to the out of focus area. That is called fall off. So fall off, the physical design and the internal lens ray diffractions, the internal lens which cause ghosting and flares. So the controlling of flare, ghosting. I just mentioned you these 10 things, and there are way more elements. There were way more factor inside the lens when you were trying to make it. So my understanding is this: when Nikon was put up, when I am the people who design the lens in Nikon, when they were asked that you have to make 50 mm 1.2, the very best, it it has to be best optically. So that's where they came up with this. They compromise on the size, because if they don't compromise on the size, they will lose the quality. So lens design is a compromise. You have to compromise on one of the things. In this case, my assumption is the size. Period. But the way this lens delivers the result, it's supreme, it's premium, it's high quality. There is zero compromise on the output from this lens. That's for sure. I click the sample images, and by the way, this is not the full length review. This is my initial unpacking and unboxing review. So yeah, you unboxing part was in the beginning of this video, which you've seen. So this is a big lens. This is heavy. So the more heavier the lens is, it's telling me that the supreme glass is being used at that lens. I will go out and I will shoot some more sample images, but the initial sample images that I took indoor, because yesterday evening I got this lens, so I didn't go out to do the testing and everything, so I was just clicking indoor. But the indoor clicking those images was telling me that this lens produce supreme images, like high quality, premium, like Bentley, like Rolls Royce, like like those premium high-end cars, where you feel comfortable and you will feel like there is no compromise on quality. Rolls Royce. I'm not comparing Rolls Royce with this lens. I'm just showing you the analogy. There's a Rolls Royce, which is the expensive car in millions of dollars. That car can go 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds? Of course not. It's Lamborghini, which can go to, or Bugatti Veyron, which is equal to the price of Rolls Royce, all right, but it can go to 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds. But Rolls Royce, it can't go, but it gives you that feeling of being luxury, of being premium when you take it out on the road. You look exclusive. So that was this lens is all about. This is my feeling. When I go out and I'm going to take images, of course, then I will be more in a position to tell you. But yes, this is one big lens. Anyways, so that's my initial hands-on review. It's one heavy also because of the glass element that was used, which means, which I am assuming, zero compromise on optical quality. So let's see how it goes. And it's not cheap. So here it is, 50 mm 1.2 with autofocus, finally in Nikon cameras. Previously you were all complaining that yeah, 50 1.2 AIS, 55 1.2 AIS was there, but they were all manual focus. By the way, I want to show you the size comparison of two 1.2 lenses, 50 mm category. So this is 50 mm f1.2 and this is 55 mm f1.2. Take a look of the size comparison. Yes, it's like this lens is more than double actually. Yep, more than double in size, in height. So this is 55 1.2 and this is 50 mm 1.2. I'm going to compare these two side by side. I'm going to show you, and then you decide how good it is, how both good are when it comes to sharpness. The difference obviously is going to be clear. This lens is going to be much sharper. I'm assuming, but this is many decade old lenses and still kicking some. I don't want to use that word. You know what I mean. So this lens is still worthy, but it's mount for DSLR. You can still use more efficiently on mirrorless camera using f3z adapter. Trust me, this lens is still kicking. So let's get out and take some shots. So that's my initial hands-on experience about this lens, and I'm going to put some side-by-side comparison with other 50mm category lenses from Nikon right after this. And now I'm going to show you different 50mm's from Nikon. Yes. So let's start. Obviously, this is 50mm f1.2 Z mount. This is 55mm f1.2, and this is the famous 50mm 1.8 pancake. This is a very tiny lens, like half, literally like 1/3 is occupied by the lens cap. The original lens is this only this 1.8 pancake. This is another 55mm f2.8 macro, and this is very sharp lens. 55mm f not 3.5, it's 3.5, and it's a macro lens, so it produced a very nice bokeh. So I'm going to compare all of them and their bokeh at the same aperture using the same camera, and I'm going to share with you the results. Ciao. So here it is. You watch the side-by-side comparison and unboxing and everything in this video, and you have seen the rest of the 55 3.5 macro, 51.8 pancake, 55 1.2 AIS, and this big boy 55 1.2 S. So this is a S-line lens, so it means that it's the supreme optical quality lens. I will take out all these lenses, going to shoot, and I will share with you the results. So this is the initial hands-on experience and my initial thought about this lens. The final review about this lens will come later. By the way, there is this function button. I am going to configure this thing when I'm going to shoot the camera. Yeah, it just hit into my mind. I forgot to mention about that. But some of people don't like this custom ring. If I use, so I usually put this thing over the focus, because not the exposure comp, because exposure composition you slightly just, your hand or finger hit to the ring, it changes the exposure. So I usually keep that thing on focus, so it helps. It helps. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in future with some new 51.2 content. Till then, take care. Bye.